Congressman Carter, you've been a leader on clean energy in this discussion in Georgia and across the country. What's your advice on how we get conservatives engaged in this conversation?
Well, first of all, let's make sure we frame this correctly. Keep in mind that conservatives, particularly Republicans, have been leaders in conservation. So if you look back in our history, you see Teddy Roosevelt created the national parks. Richard Nixon created the EPA. And facts are important. It's important to understand that. And I don't think we get enough credit in the United States for the progress that we've made in clean energy over the past decade or so. For instance, over the past decade, the United States has decreased our carbon emissions more than the next 12 countries combined. That's significant. All the time, still growing our economy. So it proves to us that it can be done. A lot of conservatives are concerned about the cost of some of these programs, and rightfully so, and the impact that it would have, particularly on the lower class and the middle class. And it is something we should be concerned about. However, we've proven, as I say, that we can decrease our carbon emissions while still growing our economy. And I think that's extremely important for conservatives to remember. I get frustrated sometimes when conservatives get pegged as being climate deniers. That's not the case at all. There are many in our conference. There are many in our group who do believe that we should be addressing climate change. Yes, we do believe that it's cyclical in nature and that man does have an impact on it. So all of those things are important for us to take into consideration.
Congressman, you said in a recent interview that climate change is real. What are you hearing from your constituents about the changing climate?
Well, first of all, I have the honor and privilege of representing the 1st Congressional District of Georgia, which includes the entire coast of Georgia, 100 miles of pristine coastline. And not only that, but it's also my home. This is where I've lived all my life, where I intend to live the rest of my life. So I've witnessed it firsthand. I've seen it. And we've seen the impact of rising sea levels right here on the coast of Georgia. We see that impact all the time. I often give the example, Tybee Island, Barrier Island in Chatham County, the road going out to Tybee Island. It often floods during high tides, not necessarily because of excessive rain, but just excessive tides. And, you know, I've always said in order to address climate change, we've got to do 3 things. We've got to have adaptation, mitigation, and innovation. And we've got to adapt to some of these things. We know that we're having some of the rising tides. And right now we're talking about and planning to rebuild the road out to Tybee Island. Well, we need to build it up. We need to adapt to the changes that are being made. We need to mitigate some of these changes. I give the example as well. If you build a house on a slab next to the marsh, guess what? It's probably going to flood. We have to be smarter than that. We've got to have in our rules and our regulations that those houses have got to be built up so that we can prohibit FEMA from having to buy those houses 3 or 4 times. So being smart about this and the innovation is extremely important. And I've always said that the greatest scientists, the smartest innovators are right here in the United States of America. So I look at this as being a tremendous opportunity for us in the way of innovation.
Congressman, clean energy's been good for business in Georgia. What are you hearing from business leaders about the impact that clean energy's had on the economy in Georgia?
Well, you're absolutely right. Clean energy has been good for Georgia, and it's been good for our economy. We continue to be the #1 state in the nation to do business in. And there's a good reason for that, and clean energy is one of those reasons, because companies recognize that we've made a commitment here, not a mandate, but a market-based decision to go to clean energy. Solar power, we're one of the top 10 in the nation now in solar power. We made that commitment. We've also the #1 forestry state in the nation, and that's important. Our forests serve as carbon sinks. They absorb carbon, and that's extremely important for us. Biomass is another carbon neutral product that we continue to produce here in the state of Georgia. Taking all that in consideration, it has been a boom for Georgia. It has been an attraction for businesses for Georgia, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of what we've done. The only 2 nuclear reactors that are under construction now in the nation are under construction here in the state of Georgia. Georgia also has more solar companies than any state in the nation, and that's something that we should be very proud of.
Congressman, thank you for joining us, and it is our pleasure to present to you our 2021 Congressional Clean Energy Champion Award. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you very much, and I'm very proud of this. It's something that we in the state of Georgia, we've worked hard for clean energy, and it's paying off, and it's going to help for generations to come. Georgia's my home. I've got children, I've got grandchildren. I want them to be able to enjoy the same environment that I've been able to enjoy. Our natural resources here in the state of Georgia are one of our greatest assets, and we need to take care of them.